Hey y'all, happy Saturday morning. Thank you for coming to watch another What Else is Going On, aka We Go podcast YouTube video. I'm your girl Taria. So, just going to do a real quick video. I seen some things that I wanted to talk about. It's going to be like a fly by night, really quick, and I will be back later on with my Salt Lake City recap. So, let's get into it. First up, real quick, I know we've been diddy down, honey, but I want to keep the updates coming. You know, we started the story together. We're going to finish the story together. So we know that Diddy had a bail hearing yesterday. So I checked for the update today, and this is according to the Associated Press. Sean Diddy Combs' third bid to be released on bail won't be decided until next week, y'all. So he went yesterday. It won't be decided until Monday. So Sean Diddy Combs' lawyers tried for a third time Friday to persuade a judge to let hip hop mogul out of jail while he awaits his ex trafficking trial. But a decision won't come until next week, as prosecutors warned of his concerted effort from behind bars to disrupt the case. U.S. District Judge Subramanian, Aaron Subramanian said he'll rule promptly on Combs' bail request after the defense and prosecution filed letters by noon Monday, fleshing out some of the arguments they made during a 2-hour hearing. Child, these pop-ups in Manhattan federal court. Combs' lawyer pitched having him await trial under around-the-clock surveillance, either at his mansion or an island near Miami Beach. After the judge scoffed at that location because really, y'all want him to be able to wait at his mansion in Miami or an island near Miami. They then pitched an apartment on Manhattan's Upper East Side. Their $50 million bail proposal, secured by his Florida home, essentially amounts to keeping Combs on house arrest instead of custody at the troubled Brooklyn Federal Jail, where he's been held for 67 days since his September arrest. Under their plan, Combs' lawyer says he'll be under near total restrictions on his ability to see or contact anyone but them. But prosecutors argue that no bail conditions can mitigate Combs' risk of obstruction and dangerousness to others. Combs has routinely flouted jail rules while locked up at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, prosecutors said, accusing him of attempting to interfere with witnesses and taint the jury pool. Really, this amounts to the defendant paying his way out of custody, Assistant U.S. Attorney Christy Slavic told the judge. Defense lawyer Anthony Rico countered that the prosecution's portrayal of Combs as a lawless person who doesn't follow instructions or an out of control individual who has to be detained is inaccurate. Another Combs lawyer, Tony Garregas, added that given the strict release conditions they've proposed, it would be impossible for him to not follow the rules. Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges that he coerced and abused women for years with help from a network of associates and employees while silencing victims through blackmail and violence, including kidnapping, arson, and physical beatings. His trial is slated to begin May 5th. Two other judges previously concluded that the Bad Boys Records founder would be a danger to the community if he's freed. And an appeals court judge last month denied Combs' immediate release, while a 3-judge panel of the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals weighs his bail request. Friday's hearing was the second time Combs was in court this week. On Tuesday, a judge blocked prosecutors from using as evidence papers that were seized from his cell during a jail-wide sweep for contraband and weapons. As he entered through a side door, Combs waved to relatives, including his mother and several of his children, in the courtroom gallery, tapping his hand to his heart and blowing kisses at them. He then hugged his lead attorney, Mark Agnifilo, before sitting at the defense table. Combs was not handcuffed or shackled and wore a beige jail uniform, occasionally pulling a pair of reading glasses from his pocket as he peered at papers in front of him. Prosecutors contend that while incarcerated, the I'll Be Missing You singer has orchestrated social media campaigns aimed at influencing potential jurors. They allege that he has also attempted to leak materials he believes would help his case. It is contacting potential witnesses via third parties. Simply put, the defendant cannot be trusted, Slavic argued. In renewing their push for Combs's release, his lawyers sought to undercut the strength of a potential key piece of evidence. And we talked about this in March 2016 video showing him hitting and kicking his then girlfriend, R&B singer Cassie, in a Los Angeles hotel hallway. Prosecutors contend the assault happened during a freak-off, an event in which they allege Combs used his power and prestige to induce female victims into drugged-up, elaborately produced sexual performances with male sex workers. Combs's lawyer said in court papers that newly unearthed evidence refutes that, and that the video, which first aired on CNN in May, was a minutes-long glimpse into a complex but decade-long consensual relationship. Again, we talked about this. Slavic, who again is the attorney general, responding to defense claims that the recording was manipulated or taken out of context, said prosecutors don't have the full version because Combs paid hotel staff $100,000 to make the original video go away. So the attorney general is saying, the prosecution, look, the reason we don't have the full video is because he paid and he made it go away. So there's no way of getting it. This is a case about violence, Slavic told the judge in a final plea to keep Combs locked up. The defendant has engaged in physical, sexual, and emotional abuse of his romantic partners for years. He's hit, he's kicked, he's dragged. Child. So I guess Monday will be the day that Diddy finds out his fate to see if he will be released on bail. Child, I don't know. I've told y'all my feelings that I felt like he's where he needs to be. However, there's a part of me that felt like there's a chance he would get out on bail. So I guess we shall see. All right, y'all. I feel like I am so greasy. I put some face stuff on this morning because I got to go out, do some errands. Face stuff meaning like I put my Paula Choices 2% exfoliation liquid. I've been using that. I added that into my regimen on certain mornings, and I put I only put my Paula Choice. Well, I use my ordinary toner, glycolic acid toner that I mentioned was good for underarms as well, and black patches if you have them on your knees and elbows. I use some on my face because that's what it's originally marketed for. I did that. Then I put the Paula's Choice on. Then I put on my Black Girl sunscreen, which is a staple in my beauty routine. I've even put it on at night. And then I put a little Vaseline on my face that was a little bit wet. I keep it wet so I could seal in with the Vaseline. So, all right, moving on. Some more court stuff. This is according to People magazine. Portia Williams scores another victory in divorce case against ex Simon Guobadia as he sues her separately, alleging defamation. Portia Williams was granted the unrestricted right to film and produce television, film, or social media in her marital home as her ex filed a separate defamation lawsuit against her over erectile dysfunction social media posts. Portia Williams has been granted another legal victory amid her ongoing divorce from Simon Guobadia. A judge has granted temporary sole possession of their marital residence to the Real Housewives of Atlanta star 43 and given her the unrestricted right to film and produce television, film, and social media in the home, according to documents obtained by People. The order also requires that Guobadia provide any documents, seemingly contracts or releases for RHOA necessary for filming to occur in the residence. The decision comes as Guobadia filed a separate defamation lawsuit against the reality star over the erectile dysfunction social media posts. Y'all remember that? In court documents obtained by People, Guobadia claimed that Williams made false and defamatory statements by implying that he suffers from erectile dysfunction. He alleged that her social media posts caused significant harm to his personal and professional reputation, subjected him to public ridicule, and inflicted severe emotional distress. Is there a way that he is going to be able to prove it? Like maybe going through doctors or two doctors to prove it, right? Because I can't imagine any other way that he would be able to prove that it's not true. Portia Williams previously posted Instagram stories with information about erectile dysfunction, which she hashtagged men's health awareness, but did not name Guobadia, according to screenshots featured in the documents. These posts were intentionally crafted to imply that Guobadia suffers from this condition casting him in a negative and humiliating light, the lawsuit alleged. Williams' allegations not only targeted Guabadia's physical and emotional integrity, but also struck at the core of his reputation as a capable and respected entrepreneur and philanthropist, the lawsuit claimed. So you can't be a respected entrepreneur and philanthropist with ED? Guabadia claimed that the damage extends into his personal relationships, where he is met with skepticism and pity, and into his professional engagements, where the shadow of these false accusations looms large. Are you trying to say that with women, you're met with skepticism? Dating? He is requesting that he be awarded at least $75,000 in compensatory and punitive damages by a jury. Y'all. Well, he called her stupid, pretty much. So is there a way to prove that? Well, child, we shall see. So Portia gets a victory. She can film, do social media, all the things in her home. But I want to go back to something that was said. It said the order requires Guabadia, which I'm assuming they're talking about Simon, provide any documents, seemingly contracts or releases for RHOA necessary for filming to occur in the residence. The order also requires Guabadia provide any documents, seemingly contracts or releases for RHOA necessary for filming to occur in the residence. So I guess what if he has to sign something, he needs to sign it and give it to, I guess, the production or whomever so she can film. Well, like I said, Portia got to win, but now she's going to be in court on something else. Y'all, this is just never ending. I mean, they've been quiet for a little bit, and I guess now they like, we back. Y'all seen the, whatchamacallit? Let me see if I can find it. I know y'all seen it, of Portia and Dennis. They were in, it looked like they were in her home. And she was like, "What are you doing here, Ariana?" Because you know that, I think, was that Nicki Minaj that was like, "What are you doing here, Ariana?" And then they were both laughing. I guess they're co-parenting really well. I know y'all have seen it by now. I was trying to see if I could find it real quick to show y'all in case you hadn't. But basically, like I said, Portia was filming her confessional and Dennis was right there. People were saying that Portia was spinning the block. Oh, here we go. Let's look at it. Let's share it real quick. I hope there's no music, because if there is, I'm not going to be able to play it.
Okay,
So I'm about to do my interview.
Glenda, you want me to take a picture of how it looks, or they sent it to you?
Why'd you here? What are you doing here, Ariana?
Oh Lord. Okay,
So I'm about to do my interview.
Glenda, you want me to take a picture of how it looks, or they sent it to you?
Why'd you here? What are you doing here, Ariana?
Now, and actually, I had said that they were in the house, but I don't think this is the one. But there was another one, another video of them being in her house. He had his shoes off, I think, and maybe she has a no shoes off policy. And I'm not even saying she's spinning the block. It's just, I guess they are co-parenting very, very well together. So I guess shout out to Portia for her win, being able to film in the home. I'm wondering if they're going to go back and do pickup scenes and try to insert her in her home. I mean, we'll know if they do, because we know that filming has wrapped. So if we see any scenes or whatever in her home, we'll know that they did the pickup scene, because we know filming has wrapped. So we shall see. And now we're going to see if she wins this ED fight. I feel like Simon's main goal is to bankrupt Portia, or to make her spend as much money as possible on these frivolous claims. I really do. I feel like he's got money, and well, I believe they say he got money, child. And I believe that he's trying to just have her tied up in court and spending money. I really do. So we shall see. All right, y'all. I will be back talking to y'all later. Have a good Saturday until I see y'all again later. See ya.